What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariel if you didn't know. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to talk to you guys today about 5 tips on how to become a successful lash artist. So this video is not going to be about skill, it's not going to be about technique, it's going to be all about mindset and where you need to be and how you need to position yourself and the way you look at things to be successful in your career. So that could be any type of business, but we're gonna focus it on lashing because that's where we are here.
Go
ahead.
Peace, y'all.
Okay, so my first point that I want to talk about is basically you need to switch your mindset from an employee mindset to a business owner's mindset, because now that you have your business, you have your Lash brand, you're now the owner of that brand, you're now the sole person of that brand, and that's all about you. So you need to make sure that you're putting in the work, not just physically but mentally, to make this work for you. So that means that you need to now start thinking of every move you make needs to be done with purpose. Don't just do it to do it with purpose. Do it with that thought in the back of your mind that you're doing what you're doing to have this end result that's really going to get you to where you're going. Once you start doing things with a different mindset, not just thinking like, hey, I'm doing this right now just to do it, you'll see things getting done in a different way, and you'll see them getting done not just faster, but maybe more productively and maybe more effectively, because now you're doing it with purpose. Does that make sense? So my second tip is to write down your goals. So one of my things that this is like all this stuff is very personal to me, and these are things that really help me change my perspective on the way I look at my business and the way I look at my goals and my future. So one of the biggest things was when I set out to do lashes, I didn't really have an end result. I didn't really have a goal with lashes. It was just, I was doing it to do it, and that's where I was staying. I was just staying in that same spot because I had no end goal. So you really need to figure out where you want to go with something and then write it down. Writing things down can really make it that much more real. So you need to write down your goals and then start thinking about what you're going to do to get to that end goal. So like I said, this isn't just about lashes, this is about a lot of things in life, but when you're talking about lashing and creating a business, it's actually extremely hard to even picture yourself, because a lot of times people do this as a side business, which is totally fine. But even though it's your side business, you could have an end goal for your side business. So that means that you can just write down those ideas and then really figure out what you're doing on a day-to-day basis to make that happen. So along with writing down your goals, next tip is basically figuring out how you stay motivated. That's my tip. My tip is for you to figure out how to stay motivated, because everybody has their own motivation. I have my own personal motivations that get me going every day, that make me push further, harder, everything every day to get to that end result. But you need to figure out what motivates you, and you need to write that down when you write down your goals, because that way when you see that end, that's all about your end goal. Because when you see that motivation and you think about that motivation and you think about that end goal, it pushes you further every day. So you need to figure out what it is that really drives you and makes you want to succeed. Because when you start these businesses, a lot of times people do it for, obviously you want the money, you want the fast cash, like, which is fine. I mean, it works for some people. But when you want something with a foundation and you want something that can sustain yourself later on in life, you definitely need to figure out what is the driving force of that. So that way when things get hard and things get a little bit difficult and you definitely want to quit, or you get to that point, that bump, those are the things in your head, your motivators that are going to keep you pushing, and those are the motivators that are going to get you over that bump and make you kind of think outside of the box to get you past that position and keep you growing. Okay, and then when I say like end goal, I don't necessarily mean like when you hit that goal you're done. That is definitely not it, and it's actually something that I've talked about recently, that I've come to realize that like it's never ending. It's never the end of your journey. It's now you have to strive a little further. Now it's finding a new goal. But it's every point in your life is a different goal. So it's what's the goal for you right now? That's your end goal. Does that make sense? Okay, at the end of the day, goals are goals and you want to achieve them, but it's what are the little things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis to achieve those things. So let's say hypothetically your goal is to have a specific number of clients by the end of the month, let's just say, right? So say you want to have 100 clients. Okay, that's a lot. Let's just say you want to have 15 clients by the end of the month on a consistent basis, right? So then what are you doing on your day-to-day that is gonna get you to having those 15 clients? So it's the small things that you choose to do in that day that are gonna push you to getting to that 15 clients faster. So that means, are you reaching out to people? Are you doing referral programs? Are you posting enough? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you engaging with people? Are you finding ways to help grow your skills so that people can see that you're improving as an artist and they want to come to you now? So it's all these little things that you have to do on a day-to-day to get you to those bigger goals. And once you keep doing these smaller things, you'll be at your goal faster than you can imagine. So you really have to make sure that you're not just writing down the goals and putting it as a future thought. You have to make sure that you're implementing something every single day that's gonna get you to that point. So then my last tip and my last thought on this is, you have to think bigger to be greater. So what I mean by that is, when you think of your lash business or your side hustle or whatever it is this is to you, do you see yourself being a side hustle forever? Do you see this being a smaller thing for you forever? But if you see yourself in a bigger perspective, you'll get there. So sometimes it's all about, honestly, I genuinely believe this, it's all about manifestation, and it's all about picturing yourself in a position that you're not in right now to get there faster. So sometimes if you're just thinking smaller and you're thinking like, hey, I'm gonna be here in my home studio forever, chances are you probably will be in your home studio forever. You really need to think bigger to keep yourself moving further. So when I think about myself, for instance, I know that everything I do right now is very, very temporary. The small things I do are temporary. It's all in the journey. It's all these little things I have to do to get to that bigger goal. And it took me a really long time to understand that thinking bigger for yourself is not something that you shouldn't be doing. It's not something that you have to be ashamed of or embarrassed of. So when I used to talk to people, I'd be like, okay, I don't want to say that this is what I want. I don't want to say that I can do this, because I always thought it was embarrassing to say certain things. But now, over the past couple years, I've come to the realization that nobody else cares about what you do but you. So when you think of yourself as a bigger person and a better person, you automatically put yourself in a bubble where you can do great things and you can be a bigger person. So you need to think of yourself as, how far can I go and how far can I take this? And then now take all the little steps to get there. And it's totally doable, it's totally feasible. You just have to do the work and put in the time, and like I said, change your mindset to be able to get to that point, because it's all about stepping stones and it's all about your journey. So things can change so drastically, and like even for me, like I have changed so much. Like my goals have changed. I never thought I would be in the lashing world the way I am right now. Like I didn't think that this is where I would be at 25, but this is where things led me, and I'm very, very grateful to be in this position, because I can see myself moving forward, because that's the goals I put for myself. So you need to see where you want to be and then do the little things that's gonna get you there. Okay, so that is kind of it for this video, but I really wanted to put this out there and incorporate it into my channel, because I really think that changing, it's not just about skills, it's not about techniques, it's about being able to be mentally strong and being able to push through the hard times. Because as I've kind of been growing in my own industry, I realized you need to count on yourself, and you need to be confident in what you do. And it all comes down to you thinking of your bigger picture. And you do have extremely hard times. I've had extremely hard times where I never thought that I could even move anywhere further. I didn't think I wasn't confident enough. So you have to be mentally strong, and you have to put yourself in the position to do better for yourself. But honestly guys, like I'm in a spot where I am still completely new. I am still learning, I am still growing. I am nowhere near where I want to be, but these things have helped me put myself in this position. So for that, I'm super grateful, and I hope that this can help you in that scenario. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope that somebody takes something that I said and resonates with it. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that this kind of changes your perspective for 2021, because this is the best time to kind of start making changes in your life. It's the beginning of the year. This is for anyone out there right now that is lacking the motivation, lacking the confidence. Like, everybody has it in them. You just need to tap into that perspective and change your mindset, change your surroundings, and really dive deep into what you want to do. Okay, that is it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back with something new next time. Bye.